Alright, here is solving for radical equations, you guys. 1 through 29 odd. Okay, so here's number 1. This is already isolated, which is good. So now all we have to do is just take both sides to be the second power. So I'll just rewrite it right here. So take both sides to be the second power, right? So we're gonna get, now remember the second power, it cancels off this square root, okay? So we get 2x plus 1, which is equal to 3 squared, 9. Now just solve for 2x, so subtract 1 from both sides, and we get 8. Divide both sides by 2, and we get x is equal to 4. Then to see if we're correct, we gotta plug it into the original equation to see if we have it. So I'll just do it right here. Square root of 2 times 4 plus 1 is equal to 3. Well, 2 times 4 is 8, so 8 plus 1 is 9, so square root of 9 is equal to 3. And then basically that's just 3 is equal to 3. So that's a check. That means x equals 4 is an answer. Okay. Number 3, we gotta isolate the radical, right? So subtract 5 to both sides. I'll rewrite the problem over here. Subtract 5 from both sides. We get negative rad 2k is equal to negative 2. Gotta get rid of that negative sign in order to isolate the radical. So just divide both sides by negative 1. Radical 2k is equal to 2. Now I'm going to take both sides to the second power. And remember, the second power cancels off with that radical. So we're going to get 2k is equal to 4. Divide both sides by 2, and we get k is equal to 2. Now, to check your work, you guys just have to plug it into the original equation. So 5 minus 2 radical 2, because remember, we got k is equal to 2. Is that equal to 3? Well, 5 minus rad 4 equals 3. We know radical 4 is 2, so 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. 3 is equal to 3. So that is a correct answer. K is equal to 2. Oopsies. Alright, just move it up here. Alright, number 5. Okay, number 5, we gotta subtract both sides by 3. So minus 3, negative square root x plus 1 is equal to negative 3. Divide both sides by negative 1. Square root of x plus 1 is equal to 3. Now I'm going to take both sides to the second power. And we're going to get x plus 1 is equal to 9. Minus 1, x is equal to 8. Gotta plug that in to see if we got a correct answer. So 3 minus square root. Now we gotta check for 8, right? You guys could also mental math this too. 3 minus square root of 9 is equal to 0, but that's simply 3 minus 3. And 3 minus 3 is 0. So 0 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 8 is an answer. Okay. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, number 7. We gotta add 3 to both sides. Radical x is equal to 8. And then take both sides to the second power. X is equal to 64. Gotta check it right. So square root of 64 minus 3 is equal to 5. Square root of 64 is 8. Minus 3 is equal to 5. 5 is certainly equal to 5. Check. That is an answer. Okay. Number 9. So we gotta subtract both sides by 4. So let's do that in order to isolate the radical. Negative radical x plus 1 is equal to 1. Divide both sides by negative 1. Radical x plus 1 is equal to negative 1. Take both sides to the second power. X plus 1 is equal to 1. Subtract 1 from both sides. X is equal to 0. So we got an answer of 0, so now let's plug it back into the equation. 4 minus radical 0 plus 1 is equal to 5. 4 minus, well, 0 plus 1 is 1, so radical 1. Move it over here. 4 minus 1 is equal to 5, and then we get 3 is equal to 5. That is not good. This is a false statement, which means this is not an answer. And since we have nothing else, that means we got a big no solution. Because 3 is not equal to 5, you guys. It's just not. All right, number 11. So radical 16 minus 9, you guys, is already isolated. So let's just take the, I'll just rewrite it. Let's just take the second power to both sides. So we get t squared is equal to 6t minus 9. Now let's just move everything to the left-hand side. So that's just 0 equals t squared minus 6t plus 9. And then we factor that out, you guys. So we're going to get t minus 3 times t minus 3 is equal to 0. And then we know that t is going to equal to 3. Now, of course, we have to check it. So t is 3, so 3 equals square root of 6 times 3 minus 9. Well, we know 6 times 3 is 18 minus 9. So 3 is equal to 18 minus 9, you guys, is 9. So square root of 9, and then square root of 9 is just basically 3. That checks out, so t is equal to 3 is an answer. Okay, 13. Now this one is going to require a trick, okay? Now I'm going to subtract x from both sides, okay? So we are going to divide both sides by 2. So we get square root of x plus 1 is equal to 7 minus x all over 2. We have an isolated isolated radical, so take the second to both sides. So then we get x plus 1 is equal to 7 minus x to the second power and 2 to the second power as a result. So if you guys need a refresher, 7 minus x squared, you guys, that's this. So you gotta do all this stuff. So what you're actually gonna get is 7 times 7 is 49, 7 times negative x, negative 7x, negative x times 7, negative 7x, negative x times negative x, x squared, all over 4. Then basically we just simplify that, so we get x plus 1 is equal to 49 minus 14x plus x squared all over 4. I don't like that 4 in the denominator, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna multiply both sides by 4. And these 4's cancel, so then 4 times x and then 4 times 1 would be 4x plus 4. All of that's equal. I'm going to make some rearrangements, so x squared minus 14x plus 49. And then basically I just solve for that. So minus 4x minus 4 to both sides. I get 0 is equal to x squared minus 18x plus 45, and I factor that out, which you would get x minus 3 and x minus 15. So our answer is x is equal to 3 and x is equal to 15. Now, of course, we have to check our answer to see if it's correct. So if I check x is equal to 15, we are going to get, oh, not that one, this one. So remember, we're just checking our answer, right? So we're going to get 15 plus 2, radical 15 plus 1 is equal to 7. So 15 plus 1, you guys, is 16. So square root of 16 is 4, and 2 times 4 is 8. Well, that's not good because 27 certainly does not equal 7. So this is not an answer. Now let's check our other answer we got, right? We got x was equal to 3. So let's look at that. So plug 3 into your x's. So we're going to get 3 plus 2 rad, 3 plus 1 is equal to 7. 3 plus 1, you guys, is 4. So square root of 4 is 2. So 3 plus 2 times 2. And that's 4 plus 3. So 7 equals 7. So x is equal to 3 is our solution. X equals 15 is an extraneous solution. Okay, you guys. Nice problem. All right, 15. This is already isolated, so go to your step 2, exponentiate to take both sides to the second power. Oh, gotta rewrite it. So again, remember, take both sides to the second power. So square root and second power cancel, so 2x plus 3. Over here, x plus 2 really looks like this, right, you guys? It really looks like that. It's going to be over here, which means you got to go like that, right, and like that. So we're going to get x squared. X times 2 is 2x. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times 2 is 4. Add all those up. And now let's just solve for x. So subtract negative 2x and minus 3 from both sides. X squared plus 2x plus 1 is equal to 0. Factor that out. Two things that multiply to 1, but add together gives you 2. X plus 1 times x plus 1, which means x is equal to negative 1. Now, of course, let's check our work. So plug in negative 1 in for our variable. So this is going to be 1 equals square root of negative 2 plus 3, you guys, is 1. 1 is equal to 1. Checks. X equal negative 1 is a answer. $17. Okay, so isolate our radical, so subtract x from both sides. 3 radical x minus 2 is equal to 12 minus x. Divide both sides by 3. X minus 2 is equal to 12 minus x all over 3. Take both sides to the second power to eliminate that radical. So we're going to get x minus 2 is equal to 12 minus x to the second power over 3 to the second power. So 12 minus x, you guys, to the second power is multiplying it twice, right? To itself. 12 times 12 is 144. 12 times negative x, negative 12x. Negative x times 12, negative 12x. Negative x times negative x plus x squared. All over 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, x minus 2 is equal, just simplifying the top. Now I'm going to multiply both sides by 9. These cancel, so I get distributed 9 to both, so we get 9x minus 18 is equal to, I'm going to reshuffle these, x squared minus 24x plus 144. Now I'm going to move both of these to the right-hand side. 0 is equal to x squared minus 33x plus 162. And when you guys factor that out, you're going to get x minus 6, x minus 27. So that means our answer is x is equal to 6 and 27. Now, you have to check both of these to make sure they are both good in our equation. So, x is equal to 6 is 1. So, when x is equal to 6, we got 6 plus 3. Square root of 6 minus 2 is equal to 12. 6 plus 3. Alright, 6 minus 2 is 4, right? Square root of 4 is 2, so that's a 2 is equal to 12. And eventually, that's just 12 equaling 12. So, x equals 6 is an answer. Now we gotta check what other number? 27, right? We gotta check 27. X equals 27 is... Alright, so 27 plus 3 radical 27 minus 2 is equal to 12. 27 plus 3 radical, hey, 27 minus 2 is 25, right? So radical 25 or square root of 25 is 5 is equal to 12. And that's going to be 15 plus 27, which is 42. That does not equal 12. So our only answer could be x is equal to 6. X equals 27, that's an extraneous solution. Alright, 19. We got square root of x squared plus 3x minus 2 minus x equals 1. Let's add x to both sides. Radical x squared plus 3x minus 2 is equal to x plus 1. Going to take both sides to the second power. And we get x squared plus 3x minus 2 is equal to, now x plus 1, you guys, this is x plus 1 times x plus 1. X squared plus x plus 1. X squared plus 2x plus 1. So that's basically that. And now let's solve for this. I'm just going to move all of these to go on the left-hand side. Those cancel. 3x minus 2x is x, you guys. Negative 2 minus 1 is negative 3 equals 0. Add 3 to both sides. X is equal to 3. Now, let's make sure this is correct. Plug in 3 into here, right? So square root of 3 to the second plus 3 times 3 minus 2 minus 3 is equal to 1. 3 to the second, you guys, is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. So 9 plus 9 is 18. Minus 2, that's the square root of 16. Minus 3 equals 1. That's simply 4 minus 3 is equal to 1, which is simply 1 is equal to 1. Checks out. X equals 3 is an answer. Alright, here's 21. Alright, so for 21, it's isolated, so now we could just exponentiate, take both sides to the second power. X squared minus 3x minus 1 is equal to 9. Subtract 9 to both sides. X squared minus 3x minus 10 is equal to 0. So x minus 5 add n times x plus 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to negative 2 and 5. So, gotta check our answer. So, if x is equal to negative 2, we are going to have square root of negative 2 to the second minus 3 times negative 2 minus 1 is equal to 3. Negative 2 squared is 4. Negative 3 times negative 2 is 6. And negative 1 and minus 1, all equal to 3. And that's basically going to give us 4 plus 6 is 10, minus 1 is 9, so square root of 9 is equal to 3. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 is equal to 3. So x equals negative 2 is certainly an answer. Now let's check x is equal to 5. So we're going to get square root of 5 to the second minus 3 times 5 minus 1 is equal to 3. 5 to the second is 25. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15 minus 1 equals 3. Essentially, 25 minus 15 is 10. 10 minus 1 is 9. So square root of 9 is equal to 3. 3 is equal to 3. They both work. So that means x equals negative 2 and 5. They are both our answers. Okay. Alright, here comes 23. Now, this is more of a challenge type problem, right? Along with 23, 25, 27. Actually, 27 not too bad, and 29. So, for 23, we have to isolate one of these. So, we're going to get 2 is equal to square root of x minus 5 minus x plus 16 square root. I'm going to add this to both sides. 2 plus square root of x plus 16 is equal to square root of x minus 5. I have successfully isolated the right hand side with a radical. So let's take both sides to the second power. And remember, this is really going to be this, right? Multiplying to itself twice. So we are going to get two times 2 is 4. 2 times radical or square root of x plus 16 is 2 square root x plus 16. 2 times radical x plus 16, so which is another 2 rad x plus 16. And square root of x plus 16 times square root of x plus 16, you guys, is x plus 16. All that's equal to x minus 5. Let's combine like terms. So 4 and the 16 combine. This combines with this. And we got a Lone Ranger of x. So we really have x plus 20 plus 4 square root x plus 16. All is equal to x minus 5. Alright, so let's isolate. Subtract x from both sides. Both of those cancel. Subtract 20 from both sides. And we're going to get 4 square root x plus 16 is equal to negative 25. Divide both sides by 4. Square root x plus 16 is equal to negative 25 over 4. Take both sides to the second power, which we're going to get x plus 16 is equal to 120. Nope. 625 over 16. Let me just confirm that I am doing everything correctly. 4, yeah. Yep, x plus 20, 2 add that, yeah, cancel, make it 20, Looks good so far. Let me just check. 23. Alright, so we have that. Now multiply both sides by 16 now. These cancel, so we get 16x plus 16 times 16 I think is 256, which equals 625. Subtract 256 from both sides. 16x is equal to 625 minus 256, which is, I don't have a calculator with me, so let's see. 9, 6, 369, all over 16, all over 16, x is equal to that. So that's not going to be a clean number, you guys, so this kind of makes me think that this is going to be a no solution type problem. I'm trying to see if anything I did didn't make sense completely. Everything looks good so far. Yeah, everything looks good so far. But basically, if you guys put that in, obviously that's not gonna cancel out correctly, so this one's just gonna be a big old no solution. Told you those ones are challenging. Alright, 25, okay? 25, we are going to subtract rad x from both sides. So just isolate square root of x plus 3 is equal to 5 minus square root of x. Gonna take both sides to the second power, so x plus 3 is equal to multiplying it twice, right? Just like this. So we're going to get x plus 3 is equal to 5 times 5, 25, 5 times negative rad x, negative 5 rad x, 5 times negative rad x, negative 5 rad x. Negative rad x times negative rad x is plus x. So we're going to get x plus 3 is equal to x plus 25 minus 10 square root of x. Now we got to isolate, subtract x from both sides. They both cancel. Subtract 25 from both sides. We get negative 22 is equal to negative 10 rad x. And we're going to divide both sides by negative 10. So we get, what is that? 11 over 5 is equal to rad x squared both sides. And we get 121 over 25 is equal to x. And we substitute that in, and then you guys would get an answer. So there you guys go. Just so that you guys can see, if we did want to check this one, we would have square root of 121 over 25 plus 3 plus square root of 121 over 25 is equal to 5. Okay, 3 times 25 is 75, so I know 75 plus 121, you guys, would be 196 all over 25 square root. And I know that's going to be square root of 121 and square root of 25. That's equal to 5. So we got square root of 196, you guys, is 14 over 5 plus 11 over 5 equal 5, and that's really 25 over 5 equals 5, which is 5 is equal to 5, so that does work. Again, challenge type problems really break a mental sweat right there. Alright, 27. So, for 27, you guys, add 1 to both sides. 3 rad c is equal to rad c plus 2. Subtract rad c from both sides because I noticed that they have the same root and radicand, so they can combine like terms. So we're going to get 2 rad c is equal to 2. Divide both sides by 2. Rad c is equal to 1. Square both sides. C is equal to 1. Check your work. 3 square root of 1 minus 1 equal to square root of 1 plus 1. We're going to get 3 minus 1, which is 2, and radical 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1, 2. So that is an answer. Okay. Last one. Oh, perfect. It's already isolated, so now we can just take the square root of... Or sorry, we could take the second power to both sides already. Second. So we're going to get 2x plus 4 is equal to 9 minus 6 radical 2x plus 2x. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. They both cancel. I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides, and we get negative 5 is equal to negative 6 radical 2x. Divide both sides by negative 6. 5 over 6 is equal to radical 2x. Power of 2 to both sides, we get 25 over 36 is equal to 2x. Multiply both sides by 1/2, and we're going to get 25 over 72 is equal to x. That's 29. And then when we substitute that into there, you guys, you are going to get no solution. But just for you guys to try it out. Well, don't worry too much, you guys, about 23, 25, 27, 29. Those are more just challenge problems. As long as you guys feel comfortable from 1 through 21 odd, you should look pretty decent, okay? That's it. Hopefully this helps you guys out. Peace.